Hey, what's up guys, Max here, and we got a update to Incursions, and there is a reason now. I truly believe that you should be doing Incursions now, at least as much as you can do throughout the entire month. It's a month event, and you don't have to do it the first day it comes out. Now, I jumped in there because I was excited for it on the launch day, and I had the opportunity to do it live. So as you can tell right now, I'm in Sector 5, Zone 5. Inside Sector 5, there's 15 zones you need to do, and it's not the most difficult one. There's one step above this one. It's Sector 6, and we'll talk about the sectors a little bit too in here, kind of recap the rewards inside here, but and kind of give you at the end my thoughts when it comes to everything. But again, I jumped into Sector 4, and now I'm in Sector 5, all within the first day, and I did a live stream, so you can kind of go back in there. Now, it was kind of like, there's a lot of downtime because it's live and we're just chit-chatting and stuff. But Sector 4 was really easy. Ended up doing it with my maxed out 5 stars. No ascensions on any of my 5 stars. So no items used. Basically, I ended up dying once with my Herc, and I was able to revive them because of the path, because of the nodes, or what you find inside the paths. Like right here, like one of these little guys, you'll have like an option to like revive one of your champions or top off heal one of your entire team or one of your champions. So those little changes that they done, which we had access to last season or last month in Incursions, kind of stayed and are going to continue to go on with Incursions. And I think it's a phenomenal change, just overall experience of me in doing Incursions. Again, coming from a guy that never really did Incursions. Now, one of the biggest talking points and why I mentioned it's important to do Incursions is because of the artifacts. So currently I'm sitting at 280,812 artifacts inside my account. And why is that so important? If you go into the store, the Incursion store got updated, which is I just passed. So here we go. Inside the Incursion store, a lot of the players, a lot of the summoners now, I mean, it depends where you're at in the game. You know, you can be focusing on acquiring a couple of champions. You know, that's kind of what the crystal is there for. But if we scroll all the way down, there is items you can buy too, by the way, just to help you out with the Incursions run. But the one I want to talk about is this crystal, the 7-star crystal. And as you can see, it's got a price tag of 400,000 artifacts. So ideally, you're going to want to hit every single option you have inside Incursions to get as many artifacts as possible. Now, currently this month, we have a crystal that is based on RNG. It can drop some artifacts for you, and we've seen summoners, players out there get enough to basically open a crystal from scratch, and or some that had some inventory and were able to get over 400,000. This crystal is pretty OP for sure when it comes to acquiring 7 stars, because you're getting it from the loyalty, which we still don't know the information and details about that one, but we do know the artifact crystal, which is 400,000 as a price tag. Now we'll talk about like how much you can get basically every month. Now this crystal resets itself every 30 days. Right now we have a 22-day countdown on it. So you can't really open this crystal multiple times. Like if you were trying to figure out a loophole to get as many artifacts from these new crystals event that's going on right now, it's not optional, but you could end up with your account with like 1 million or 2 million artifacts, and you know, just basically open a crystal every 30 days. So at the end of a year, you'll have 12 crystals to open. Hopefully you get one of these champions dupe. Kabam didn't also release any information on when this crystal changes, how often it's going to change. But for now, these are the champions, as you can tell, you know, we have there when it comes to able to get from the artifact crystal, and it's exclusive to these 7-star champions. Now, there is some requirements to open this crystal. Let's bring those up on screen right now. So one of those, as you can tell, it says added exclusive 7-star Incursion crystal to the Incursion store, which is what we were just looking at. It costs 400,000 artifacts, but you do require to have at least 8+ 7-star champions to purchase this. So there is at least a minimum on there. So, you know, it's not everybody's going to have access to this right away. You know, acquire 8 7-star champions. It's fun to have and get more 7-star champions for sure. So enjoy the journey when it comes to getting that. It'd be a limited one. We talked about that every 30 days. And here's the champions that are included. Now, here we have an image of how to get artifacts. And here is where I would say I have a little bit of an issue. This is where my concerns are. Right away, we went in and completed Sector 4. Okay, Sector 4 is what I and majority of the players are own Paragon players. I don't know where the cap is at on this. If it's Cavalier, Thronebreaker, I don't know. But for at least Paragon players, you're not able to do Sector 1, 2, or 3. You're only accessible to Sector 4, 5, and 6. So when it comes to Sector 4, 5, and 6, if we look at the total, let me see, that's as much as I can zoom in here. If we look at the total, Sector 4 gets you 35,000 artifacts. Sector 5, it's 43,000. And then the Sector 6, which is the biggest and hardest one, you're going to get the most of it, which is 93 artifacts. So I got these numbers here on paper. We're looking at 171,858 artifacts once every month by completing Sector 4, 5, and 6. So basically 3 sectors gets you 171,858. So knowing that the crystal costs 400,000, it really is going to be a grind to be able to get this crystal open. So, you know, right under 200,000 to 2-4, maybe if you get lucky with places where other places you can get some artifacts or some other items in there, you might be able to open this crystal maybe every 3 months. So I think that's the intent of Kabam at the moment. If you're able to get your hands on these crystals that are going on live right now in this event, and just pop them open and have a stash of artifacts, I would recommend you do that, because that seems to be the route that you want to do when it comes to these crystals or artifacts. Because the way they have it set up to be able to grind for artifacts right now at the moment, it's limiting you to a certain amount of crystals. You can't open this crystal once every month. I guess Kabam wants you to have this 7-star, but not one a month, you know? If they did, by the way, open this up, so what we're missing out on, I got those numbers too. So if you were able to do Sector 1, 2, and 3, if we were at these numbers up, these 3 numbers, you're roughly about 75,485 artifacts. So those are the ones you're missing out on every month because you're not allowed, because we're not allowed, I'm not allowed to do that. So every month, if we were to able to do from Sector 1 to 6, which it is a little bit of a grind, but it's not going to be difficult. Sector 1, 2, and 3, based on Paragon level accounts, you're not going to have a struggle to do that. But if you were allowed to do that, you would be getting a total of 247,343 artifacts every month, which then allows you to get a 7-star crystal every 2 months. You know, so if you were to grind it out and say, hey, you know what, that's one of the things I'm going to focus on, I am going to be able to get a 7-star crystal every 2 months. Those, and again, this is just grabbing the artifacts from completing the sectors only as you do the zones. And the cool thing about Sector 1 through 4 is that you don't have to go through, you don't have to go to Zone 25 to get the artifacts. Even on Sector 6, at Zone 20, you're getting all the artifacts you need. You're having to do this in up to Zone 15. I did Sector 4 live, and it took me like 2-3 hours because we weren't just grinding it out. We were just doing other things back and forth. But you can definitely do this maybe in an hour, if that. And as you do the smaller ones, that's probably what it takes too as well. So yeah, dude, it feels pretty sucky that we're missing out on 75,000 artifacts by just grinding out those items. But if you look at the big picture, it does miss out on getting a 7-star every 2 months. Is that too much? Is that too OP for these champions that we see here? You know, the Mojo, the Angela, Hulkbuster. I don't know. It's up in the air right now to decide because it's so new. Now, let me know your thoughts in the comments below, though. What do you think about the artifact limitations of not being able to do Sector 1, 2, and 3 if you're Paragon or even Thronebreaker, Cavalier? I'm not too sure on that. Let me know in the details too. If you're Thronebreaker or Cavalier, you have access to the Sector 1, 2, and 3. Because I know it's progression based, but I just don't know who's allowed into 1, 2, and 3, or where the limit is when it comes to these. But top zone rewards, man, this is super exciting. As we start seeing 7-star shards, man, we see those in Sector 6 and Sector 5 and 6. The amount of 7-star shards that we're getting, this is actually a really nice infographic because it gives us a total, right? You don't have to sit there and add them up. We're getting 900 from Sector 5. Yep, and then on Sector 6, we're gonna have 2,300. So just over basically 3,000 7-star shards every month something you can count on if you're going to be doing incursions. And the way the incursion's set up again, because the hacks do last 99 rooms, it's just going to be a little bit of RNG based, but it is more manageable, more doable. Pick up some of those revives as you could go along whenever you get a chance to for incursions, because you might end up needing one, you might slip, you might make a mistake. You never know. There's certain teams that are great. We'll talk about those teams in another video, but or on the live stream, figure out what's the best team for you for incursions. But yeah, dude, the amount of 7-star shards, because the game is all switching to 7 stars, and the priority 7-star is good. And then the amount of 6-star shards you're getting as well. If we look at that, those are going to be available from sector 4, 5, and 6, like again, limiting us to being able to get those from there. Those are going to be, 5,000? No, 15. Was it 1,500? No, those are 6 stars. Okay, so it's going to be, those are 5 stars. So it's 5,000 on sector 4. Sector 5 is 7,500, and 10,000 basically on sector 6. So you're going to be able to open 2 6 stars, and those for me, and depending on the place you're playing at, you're going to be able to get those basically shards to open up a 7-star, so that's going to help you out. Now, rank up materials, man, it just doesn't stop there. The buff that they did for these zone rewards in sector 6, that's where the juice is at. That's where you really want to be at. T3 alphas, T6 basics, and the addition of 5% T6 class crystals. These are RNG based, but finally we have some incursion, some reasons for big accounts to be able to grind sector 6 for them to do. And just you've been asking, I think summoners have been asking, I want to be able to grind out, I just don't want to be able to buy them. I don't want to buy them all the time. If you have a pretty decent account, if you have ideal champions ranked up that help with certain hacks to complete, not with ascensions too, these incursions without too much of a cost, you might be definitely wanting, this is why I said in the beginning of the video, you're going to be wanting to do these sector incursions, sector 6. And then how many of those crystals we're getting, as you can see here, we're going to get 5 of those crystals. Again, it's RNG based, probably going to be a nice little spread of just a little over 2,200 on all the classes, but it's a resource that wasn't there that is now there. Now, the Awakening Gem, being a generic 6-star Awakening Gem, kind of cool. It's no longer a crystal, so that hopefully we don't have a cap on that, because currently my situation when it comes to Awakening Gems, 17 generic Awakening Gems. What is going on? I don't need more, but I appreciate that from Kabam. Hopefully there's a trade-in option, some kind of in the future, something that they did in the past. I think they mentioned they might not be doing that again, but something needs to come around to be able to, I don't need more of these Awakening Gems in my account, so, there's accounts with even more than I have, or just as much, or even around 10 or 5, just even having 7 6-star Awakening Gems generics is too much. So we're getting another one, but it's generic. These 6 stones, man, that's a nice update. 100 generic 6 stones. So those are no longer going to be crystals, and it's not going to be based on RNG. You're just going to be able to throw those 100 6 stones on any champion. So if you get a new champion from a featured grind, from a featured crystal, and you're just dude, I need to get that champion to sig 200, and you haven't done incursions, another good reason to do incursions and max or get halfway there with your champion. You're going to get an Awakening Gem if you don't have one. You're going to get 100 6 stones if you don't have them. And with whatever else you collect throughout the game, battlegrounds, different sources, you're going to be able to max out or get close to maxing out your champion. The fragments, again, the T3s and T6 basics are here, 90,000 and 114,000. All really good updates, again, to when it comes to the rewards, when it comes to incursions. I'm loving the reward update to this. I know Kabam was focusing on tweaking these rewards. I think they've done a great, phenomenal job with them. I hope they stay consistent with the updates and upgrades to these rewards. It's not just a one and done and leave it alone for another year. These need to be constantly tweaked. So every quarter, every 3 months, there's got to be a timetable where they need to be tweaked. So whether those, T6 basic, T3 alphas increase, whether those 6 stones increase, or Awakening Gems get removed and tweaked, just moved around a little bit, or the T6 class catalysts become selectors, percentages get increased by 10%, whatever it is. We still have room. They definitely left room for improvements when it comes to the rewards. Now, milestones, here's sector 1, sector 2, sector 3, 4. They're going to be giving gold. Okay, so that's a good chunk of gold, which a lot of summoners need. When it comes to like 70,000 for sector 4, which we're allowed to do, 80,000 each sector, each milestone in sector 5, and also 100,000 gold for each milestone hit in sector 6. And these are based on points, by the way. So depending on how many points you get, that's how you hit those milestones. So that is going to be a good chunk of gold. When it comes to like how much you're getting. So just by doing basically sector 6, you're getting 1 million. And then let's see here, by doing sector 5, that's 800,000. So like if you were just going to grind out both those 5 and 6 for resources, because you care for those, close to 2 million in gold. But just playing the game, so improvement in gold, and then if you're going to grind it all out like I am, then you're going to get sector 4 included, so you're probably closer to 3 million, maybe 2 point something, so to 5 maybe when it comes to your gold. So again, very nice. Gold flies off the shelf immediately because of rank ups. So it's gonna fly off really quickly. They go into details about champion cooldowns. Very important. Let me cover this really quick. The champion cooldowns is going to be important because of the hacks. So these hacks now last 99 rooms, sectors, zones, I guess you want to call it. And the 6 stars, which are the most important ones you're going to be using. Some people will have a little luxury to use 7 stars as well. But the 6 stars with ascensions, keep in mind, we'll make another video, maybe what you want to ascend, are going to be 20 hours. So every day you're going to be able to get in there. If you mess up, die, just don't revive immediately. I would say start Incursions right away as soon as it launches. Don't wait till the last minute, because then you might end up using resources because you don't have the luxury to just back out, wait for your champions to refresh, and go back in there again. So start at the beginning, not necessarily like on day 1 like I did, but you can start closer within the first week and just knock it out. Whether you get the best hacks available and you're grinding through the entire thing and it's easy for you, thumbs up, that's going to be great. But if not, then you can back out and just wait another day, and going back in there. Here is a infograph. Theme zones. This will have a platinum gold pool as final bosses with any of the following champions as regular opponents. So Deadpooloid, okay, Captain America, Spider-Man. These are all the champions we're going to be seeing. Fought pretty much every single one of them. I don't think I fought a Juggernaut. Iron Man, yeah. Sabretooth didn't fight. Wolverine didn't fight. So like I said, I only did sector 4. I'm in the middle of sector 4, at the beginning of sector 5, so we're gonna see how that plays out tonight. But sector 6 zone challenge our best summoners. So I mean, you have format updates. Remember how we were just talking about who's available? So Paragon sector 6 Thronebreaker. So it looks like Challenger, Proven, Conqueror, Uncollected are going to be able to do sector 1, 2, and 3. But Paragon players are able to do sector 4, 5, and 6. I hope this changes, though. I really hope this changes and Paragon players are able to get into sector 1, 2, 3, as we need more artifacts, or if there's other ways to get artifacts. It doesn't look like this entire post has any other ways to get artifacts. Please leave it in the comments if I'm mistaken, if I completely missed something. Definitely will mention this in the next video when it comes to incursions, but yeah, it doesn't look like it. So like, again, going back to the limitations between artifacts and being able to get that 400k crystal, I wish we get access to all 247,343 artifacts. Let me know in the comments if that's something you care to know, or ask Kabam too as well if we can do that. Get access to sector 1 through 3. Not that many players are going to be able to do it just because it's grindy. It's just something they don't maybe want to do. But that's 75,000. A little over 75,000 artifacts. Now, also keep in mind that you're just not just getting 75,000 artifacts. You're getting some of shards, but again, for Paragon players, They don't care. Let me scroll this up for the 3 to 4 5-star shards, you know. But the gold is going to be clutch if they give us access to sector 1, 2, and 3. You know, just gold resources are going to be good. At least that's my final thoughts. What I care for, what I would love to see change when it comes to the new update to Incursions. I just want access to all the sectors. That's probably my only gripe to this update. Everything else I'm loving. I'm happy with it. And the only reason why I have so many artifacts, by the way, too, in my inventory is because I've played Incursions in the past and did never really care to open anything because there was nothing that I care for. But now there's something to chase for, which is that 7-star exclusive champion crystal. So I want to open more of those. And the crystals are going to be the only way right now to open those gifted crystals. So that's probably going to be the easiest way. So if anybody wants to gift me a crystal, feel free. I don't have tiny accounts or side accounts or spare accounts, whatever you want to call them, to be able to gift me crystals like that. So unfortunately, I can't do that to myself. But yeah. Give me crystals, please. Let me know if you found this information informative. My thoughts involved when it comes to it. Are you excited with the Incursions? Are you going to be doing it? Or are you still going to pass? Like I said, my recommendations for any player, if you have the time, is to do it. Jump in there and update yourself with more 7-star champions. Some of these 7-stars probably going to be coming very good and useful. I assume. To certain battleground fights, to certain alliance war fights. So, you know, right now you see the list of the 7-star champions in there. So right now, like big one that stands immediately, it's going to be Hulkbuster for this new season of Battlegrounds. Even right now for, I believe, even in Alliance War, he's if you have him and you take everybody take him rank 2, you know, he's a great attacker. So overall, guys, like I said, let me know your thoughts and comments. Sorry for this long video, but there's a lot to discuss. I try to be as fast as possible, but leave a like on the video, drop a comment, let me know your thoughts in there too as well, and I'll see you in the comments. Peace.